Oh, we're off air. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Me Time with the awesome Marina Nani and me, Adrienne Marks. It's so lovely to speak with you. I hope you're having a wonderful week, a good time. And your part. And I know that sounds weird, but it's about we have this thing inside us, which is we have good things and we have bad things. And up till now, I'm sure you've thought, well, only the good things can you give credence to, can you give credibility to. And anything bad, your bad thoughts, your fears, your limiting beliefs, you have to fix and you have to make better. Well, you know, it's like yin and yang, the light and the dark. There are two sides to everything: up, down, top, bottom. And so there's a whole of you that you need to be in tune with, that you need to make sure that are all in alignment. So it's not a case of fixing, it's not a case of changing, it's a case of accepting. And at that point, you're all going, oh my God, how on earth am I ever going to do that? And it is scary, isn't it? Because up till now, all you've been told is, I've got to change the way I think, I've got to change this, I've got to change that. But you don't. You're unique, just as you are. You're just wonderful as you are. All of you, all your bits, all your good bits, your bad bits, your lumps and bumps, whatever they are. It's all part of you. And the only way to move forward is by accepting those dark bits as well as the light bits. Because you can't move forward from nowhere, if that makes sense. You can't move forward before you know exactly who you are. So you've got to get in tune with those fears, because something is stopping you moving forward. Something is stopping you getting where you want to go to. And it's those limiting beliefs that are stopping you, those fears. What is it that you fear most about being successful? If you're successful, what will happen to you? If you make lots of money, what will happen to you? What's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you? And it's all inside you. All these thoughts, it's up until the time you're 7 years old, you get all this stuff. We're like little sponges, and we get all this influence from our parents, siblings, friends, teachers, our environment, and we get taught to think who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to be. And up till that age, we have no filter. We don't know what's right or wrong. We don't know what's good, bad, indifferent, fact or fiction. And as we grow up, we start to believe more and more that those things are right. So we might have this goal, this idea in our minds that we want to be successful and we want to be rich. But deep down inside, there's this feeling that, well, if you're rich, you'll just be a horrible person, and you'll be selfish and mean, because that's what you were told as a child. Rich people are selfish and mean, or rich people are bad, or rich people don't do good things for other people. And so that's the fear. So you have to uncover that. And I'm not saying that's your story, but it could be something like that. And what you need to do is you need to get a piece of paper and you need to write down, what is it I want? What is it, do I want the perfect relationship? Do I want the most wonderful relationship? Do I want my relationship now to be the best that it could ever possibly be? What's stopping me? What's stopping me getting that relationship? What's stopping me getting that job? What's stopping me getting that body that I want? Why am I sabotaging myself? And that's the key. When you work out why you're sabotaging yourself, you don't have to fix it. You just have to go, oh, that'll be the reason then. That's the reason I can't lose weight, because I was told that my family has big bones, or that you have to eat everything on your plate because there are children living in India. I used to hear that. I mean, does that make sense? You're in the middle of North London in a house and your mother says to you, you have to eat everything on your plate because there are children starving in India. What? That doesn't make sense. But that's what I was told. And it made no sense to me. So now I feel eat everything because there are children starving. I know better now. But do you see what I'm saying? That we hear these things that when we're young, we don't question them. When you think about them now, it's like, seriously? Why would they say that? I mean, okay, you get told to, when you're crossing the road, look both ways, which makes perfect sense, because if you don't look both ways, you could step out off the curb, you can get run over. Very, very dangerous. That makes sense. But there are some things that make, as I say, that make no sense at all. Things like, don't talk to strangers. Well, everybody that we don't know is a stranger. And there are lots of people in the world that will stay strangers if we don't talk to them. It's my thing about, being on a bus and talking to your neighbor, talking to somebody in the elevator, or a stranger in the street, just talking to somebody and making friends out of people, because we need that connection. We need that joy in our lives. And when we've got that connection, that makes us feel so much better. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about us. It's about us and our me time. And the way to ensure that you're getting full me time is to really be in tune with not just your goals and desires and aspirations, but what's really going on, the deeper levels of knowing who you really are and why things aren't working so well for you. Because once you work that out, once you get that piece of paper and you start writing down, this is what I want, and why am I not getting it? Why am I not achieving what I want? And then look at what you heard when you were young, that you couldn't draw, that you weren't any good at math, that oh, don't be silly, how can you, um, that all those limiting beliefs that were put into your mind before you were 7 years old and have been built on as you've grown up, because you say things like, oh, I can't do that, or I've never been able to draw, or I wouldn't be good at that, I'm not good. um, and so we carry on with these limiting beliefs, and so we don't push ourselves. And they say that the best things are outside the comfort zone. And what the comfort zone is, it's keeping us contained in this safe place, is where the fears are. Is right? Where known it might fail. No, actually, you're just Alexander Graham tried so many times, invented Edison with the light bulb. Thousands and thousands of work. And that's the thing. But sometimes we're so failed, the consequences, found out the way didn't work. And that leads to a very less than good life. Because in the end, we're only here for this short period of time. And we want to make it as joyous and as fun and as wonderful as we possibly can. And so that's by appreciating and loving the whole of ourselves, every single thing that's the good stuff. And what's bad, accept it. And do you know what? Once you've accepted it, it's like magic. It'll disappear because you're saying, do you know what? Despite that, despite the fact that I was told I'd never make a success of myself, I'd never be slim, I'd never marry well, I'd never have an awesome body, I'd never be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm going to do it anyway because I know why I was told that. And it doesn't actually matter because it's not true. It's not true. I am me. And I've accepted it and I've found it and I don't have to listen to it. It's like the choice, isn't it? We make a choice for positive thoughts, for negative thoughts. It's that choice. Once you've uncovered those fears and limiting beliefs, you can say, okay, thank you for trying to keep me safe. But do you know what? I'm a grown up now. I don't need that. I understand why I was told that I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't talk to strangers when I was young because that made sense. My parents wanted to keep me safe. I'm a grown up now. I don't need that negative belief. I don't need that limiting belief in my life. And there are so many limiting beliefs that we're given as children. And so once you uncover them, you can say, thank you so much for helping me, for keeping me safe all these years. But you know what? I'm a grown up. I'm the the control in my life. I'm the one that makes the decisions around here. And make this positive statement to yourself and just say, like you're having a conversation with a friend, you know what? I'll take over from here on in. I know the way to go. I'm doing it now. And so you do. And you'll find that you will be a success. You will be able to do all the things you wanted to do because you hadn't let the fears dominate. You haven't let them take over, but you've uncovered them and accepted them. You've not done anything with them. You've not said positive affirmations or tapped them away or done anything to them. But all you've done is said, thank you. I understand why my mother said that. I understand why my father said that. I understand why my husband said that, or whatever it is. And once you know, you can accept it for what it is. It's somebody else's opinion. And as I say, if you were told something as a child, then you've got to say, my parents did the best for me with the knowledge they had at the time. And I thank them for keeping me safe and loving me. But you know what? I'm the force in my life now. I'm the positive influence in my life. And so I can get on with my life and I can be whoever I want to be because there's nothing to stop me. I can do that. And once you unearth those things, it's like a miracle. It's like layers of an onion. You just start peeling away each layer and it's like, oh my God. And sometimes it might be a little painful when you realize what's been holding you back. And it's all right. Give yourself permission to cry, to feel it, to feel anger. But once you've accepted the dark side, the bad thoughts, if you want to call them bad, the negative, if you want to call them negative, the stuff that's holding you back, the stuff that's making you totally in that's where you are, that's moving forward, because you're sabotaging yourself. You go on a diet, and 3 days in, you're eating chocolate. Um, 3 days into your gym routine, right? Right? Um, 3 days into a gym routine, you think, oh, I'm too tired, I can't be bothered going. 3 days into sending off CVs to find an awesome new job, oh, I can't be doing with this because nobody's ever going to respond to me because nobody wants me. 3 days into a new relationship, you think, oh, I can't be bothered with this. Um, Anything and everything, you're worth the effort. Just, just give yourself some me time and really listen to yourself. Listen to what's going on in your heart. Where did this come from? Where did I hear this? What happened? And let it go, because it's not serving you. Just let it go. Enough. You're 27 now. You don't need to be 7 years old anymore. You're 37, 47, however old you are, 97. It doesn't matter. Let it go. The past has no hold on you. Just let it go. Accept that that's what it is. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it. Just move forward with that idea in your head. This is where it came from. And now I know I can move on. How about that, Marina?
Wow, Adrienne. I was taking notes and thinking that you see, when we talk about acceptance, we tend to think of somebody else. I don't know why, but no, they don't accept me. So it's not
Yeah,
anymore about you; it's about them, and
absolutely. It's
actually, it's nothing
approval,
to
isn't
do
it?
with them.
Yeah.
It's you don't need to sell something to anyone but yourself. So once you sell yourself to yourself, once you are sold and on who you are, everything else is taken care of by itself. Is simply the what you thought you don't have enough, it's plenty now. What you thought it's confusion, now is crystal clear. What you thought is just a frugal meal, now is a feast. What you thought is a random day, now is a huge celebration. Is just uh, being aware that you do not need approval to be. You already are, and you have it all. And it's almost like I am here, but instead of saying I am here, you are saying I am here. so to
Yeah, it's a
me,
question mark at the end.
so
I'm here.
that little the way you voice it in your own mind makes the whole difference.
Yeah.
It is a way of being. Is a way. It's not. You are not a human being. We talk about this many times, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to say um, that being alive happens only when you are alive. Why would you add days to your life instead of bringing life into your days? And it's always a choice, like you said. It's a choice made by you. You cannot blame the government. You cannot blame the neighbors. You cannot
No,
blame your family.
no.
So it's whatever it was in the past that you felt you are not accepted, you felt you need validation, all that rubbish have to be thrown away, because it's putting a lot of weight on you. You can't grow. So you have to release yourself and allow yourself to reach the light, to reach for the sky, to never look back. And it's just a choice. Acceptance, the way you are, doesn't come from anybody else. And you know what, Adrienne? I was talking with somebody from all the way from South Africa today, and they were
Uh-huh.
telling me how painful it was for them to be accepted in a certain circle.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? And I told them at the end, I said, are you kidding me? And she said, well, um, I was kidding before. Now I'm getting serious. You are absolutely right. So I don't need to be right or wrong. It's
Mm,
always the
yeah.
good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's always what you choose. So even a
Exactly.
terrible misunderstanding or a horrible experience could be turned into a great celebration as long as you embrace it. So whatever
Yes.
challenge comes your way, instead of feeling that you are the victim and now you have to do this or you have to um, take another step or change direction or whatever it is that the price might be, instead of that you are thinking, wow, it's not a question of how I'm going to sort this out, it's wow, I'm sorting this out, and
Yeah,
it's happening
exactly.
as you go along. And I so love the topic you brought in. Acceptance is key to everything, to absolutely
Exactly.
everything, but especially to yourself. So
Yes.
once you unlock yourself, once you accept yourself, everybody is going to follow a path. Everybody is going to see exactly what you see. There's no way you are going to look
Yeah.
at yourself thinking, I feel great, I feel that I'm so powerful and I have so much energy and I'm so happy. And people say, oh, what a bother, like so it's all about your vibrations, and it's all about accepting you have this energy, you have this amazing energy. Keep it high, live it up,
Exactly.
speak up.
Exactly. Yes,
Don't
I
go
was
to
in
bed.
a meeting yesterday, and somebody was saying about, and talking about somebody else who was actually in the room, and he said, "Oh, you've been really grumpy lately," and he said, "Oh, I think we're all being grumpy," and he meant the people around the table, and there was 7 of us around the table, and he said, "No, there's only one person who's never grumpy, and that's Adrian." And I
I
said,
can
"Oh,
sign
thank you
up
very
for that.
much. That's lovely." So I said, "Great, thank you." So I was like really impressed that they actually thought that I was never grumpy. So I thought I must do really well, because I think when I'm grumpy, I'm at home on my own and nobody sees when I'm grumpy. You know, um, because you are. Sometimes you have to be. Um, but I think that it's accepting that. It's like this morning I was so tired. As I say, I was in this meeting all day yesterday. I was incredibly tired. Went home and I had masses to do, and I didn't sit down till like sort of 10 o'clock in the evening, and I was absolutely shattered. And I was like sort of awful. I felt dreadful, and then I got up really early this morning, and I was just thinking, oh, I just want to sleep. I just feel dreadful. But as soon as um, I started doing what I had to do, I was I was fine and started talking to people, and it totally changed my the way I was feeling, because as you say, if you're a victim, if you're going, oh, poor me, and you tend to pull yourself back away from people, if you hibernate and hide away from people and you don't um, join in, it just sort of emphasizes your situation. It makes it worse. And if you're on your own, you end up with this awful sort of critical voice the whole time. And if you've got nobody to talk to, your critical voice is like your partner, your lover, your flatmate, your roommate, whatever you like to call it. But
Your
it's your
obsession.
critical voice. Absolutely. And all it does is and all you've got is this voice inside. But if you go out and you actually start talking to other people, um, you just suddenly find that life is not quite as bad as you think it is, because you've built it up in your own mind because of this stupid critical voice the whole time. So you have to ignore it and just go, you know what? I'm in charge here. Let's go out.
And you see, Adrian, your determination to voice your message is nothing to do with you. You are voicing the message is somebody out there who needs that badly. And
Absolutely.
we are not here for um, sharing something that is randomly a script. It's purely because you can't help it. And the internet works or not, you are traveling or not, you are moving or staying still, doesn't matter. You have to bring it out. You have
Yeah,
to share your
exactly.
passion. you have to broadcast that message, because
Yes.
somebody out there will
Needs this.
will benefit
Yes.
is the only
Yes.
medicine for them right now. And I'm so
You
grateful you
know.
are here, week in, week out, twice a week now, and I can't wait to make it daily. So from both of us, until next time, have some me time with Adrienne Marks. Go
Yes.
to www.theawareness.zone.co.uk, or just join great conversations on Radio Works, www.radioworks.world. Goodbye.
Goodbye, and lots of love from me, and have an awesome time, and just get some me time, and just know that it's for you. Nobody else, just for you. Be good to yourself. You deserve it. Bye.
Bye bye.